For a company that's created household names such as Jane and the Dragon and the What-Wats, Pukeko Pictures is relatively little known.
With Pukeko, we're focused on the creation of intellectual property, so we haven't concentrated as much on the Pukeko brand. We want the brands that we create to actually be the heroes.
Those brands also include Cadets, Clever Man and the latest reincarnation of the Thunderbirds. Just a few of several projects on the go in Pukeko's Miramar offices, just around the corner from the far more famous Weta Workshop. The Wellington-based animation studio was created as a partnership between Weta Workshop co-founders Sir Richard Taylor and Tanya Roger, and author, illustrator and children's television producer Martin Bainton.
When the company was first developed, Richard and Tanya and Martin had a vision of bringing some of the techniques and practitioners that were producing the amazing stuff at Weta and bringing that quality to the kids of the world.
Following in the footsteps of Weta Workshop is no mean feat, but Chief Executive Clive Spink says it gives Pukeko Pictures something to aspire to.
There is a huge proliferation of content globally, and a lot of it you could call wallpaper. So it's made just to fill space. We actually want, when we're creating a product as Pukeko, for it to stand out. If you look at things like Thunderbirds, it's a mix of live action, animation, and so we actually want to deliver the things that we do really well to a high quality level and tell stories really well.
But Mr. Spink says there has been significant change to the industry in the past 10 years, especially with the fragmentation of audiences and the emergence of new platforms.
So one of the things that we have really been focused on is when we create intellectual property, that we actually look at a 360 approach as to how we can monetize this through different channels like consumer products, as well as screen entertainment, publishing, mixed and virtual reality, and a whole range of things. So we are very focused on the future and not getting stuck in the way that content has always been consumed.
When Pukeko recently sold the Cadets to the ABC and to Television New Zealand, the broadcast sales were just a small part of the commercial success.
In Cadets, we have a number of other brand extensions. We have a number of consumer products deals that we have entered into, location-based experiences, and just a whole lot of different ways that we would monetize it.
That allows Pukeko to take on more work and more staff. Staff numbers vary depending on what projects it has on the go, but Mr. Spink says it always tries to create the right blend of youth and experience.
I think one of the things that we're really proud of at Pukeko is that we are developing long-run content, and so we provide a level of stability of employment for people in the creative industry. And some of the people we've had on Thunderbirds have been working for us for the last 5 years, so that gives us an opportunity to build talent.
Mr. Spink says this also allows young New Zealanders the opportunity to stay in New Zealand and follow their creative dreams. And while New Zealand's animation industry is relatively small, it can compete with the best of the best, due in part to the legacy that Weta has built in our capital city.
People know about Wellington, they have friends in the industry, and so when we are looking to bring talent to New Zealand and to Wellington in particular, people know about the place and what it offers.
Mr. Spink says New Zealand's global positioning means it has to look out to the world, not focus inwards. That, he says, made it a leading innovator in film. In addition, it has some well-known creatives on board. He says Mr. Bainton is a prolific children's author and several shows are based on his ideas. It also has development arrangements with globally recognised content developers Mike Pollis, who was behind Yo Gabba Gabba, and Keith Chapman, who was behind Bob the Builder. Strong international partnerships are also essential, especially with China, where Mr. Spink says Richard Taylor has long established ties.
Richard in particular has spent a long time in China building a whole lot of relationships at sort of government and local government level and in the education industries. And what we've done is leverage those networks to find partners that actually bring things to the table that are mutually beneficial for us. So that's sort of capital, it's also access to technical resources in the animation space and access to the market.
This is now attracting other global partners who want to leverage off Pukeko's years of relationship building with China. But its biggest achievement?
In a creative business, being able to keep afloat and get some of our content recognised both locally and globally as world class, and being able to see a really bright future for a sustainable business.